Live, Austrian school gunman who killed 9 was 21-year-old former pupil, officials say. Right, this story's been updated. It's actually 11 now. But more to the point, I want to ask a very basic question. Look at that photo. Look at that photo. Why has the BBC published a photograph that looks like I'm watching an episode of The Cosby Show? Never really thought of it as an Austrian TV hit, but what do I know, eh? Right, here's an updated version of events from 40 minutes ago. I think that's wrong as well. I'm sure it's up to 11 now. Maybe it's 10 victims and the gunman. Residents of the Austrian city of Graz held a candlelight vigil on Tuesday night for victims of a school shooting in which 10 people were killed. The gun attack is the deadliest in the school's history. Recent history. Yeah, definitely recent history. Police said the 21-year-old gunman was a former student who took his own life in a school bathroom shortly afterwards. Yeah, well, the police say that, don't they? But the police tell lies. I'll believe it when I see it. Because it was a Welsh choir boy in Southport and not a Rwandan with a meat cleaver. So I'll be on the fence if it's all the same to you. And based off the available evidence, i.e. the school photograph featuring 6 Somalian pirates rather than Austrian school children, I'm definitely going to stay on the fence for this one, thanks. 3 days of mourning have been declared in Austria, and a nationwide minute silence will be held on blah, 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 blah. Tragedy, dark day, tragedy. Again, national tragedy, dark day. The same script as always. It's not a tragedy. A tragedy is an accident. If you find a lump on your bollocks while you're in the shower, oh, that's a tragedy, yeah? No one wants to find that while they're having a good scrub, do they? But if a madman kicks your door off the hinges and then lops your knackersack off with a machete that he got off eBay and then, the British government blamed eBay, that's not a tragedy, is it? It's not. It's ludicrous. Why is a bloke from Middlesbrough got to critique people's English? It's actually offensive that I have to do it. Jacob Rees-Mogg should be doing this. Why leave it to me? It's not a tragedy when it's on purpose. This is basic stuff you learn when you're 7. A grotesque act of mass murder. Just like Southport. Just like London Bridge. Just like 7/7. Just like 9/11. Just like Nice. Just like the Truck of Peace. Just like Bataclan. Just like the Madrid train bombing. Just like the Beslan school massacre. All of them. None of them were tragedies. None of them were tragedies. They were all grotesque acts of purposeful malevolence. And who carried them all out, do you think? Well, I'll give you a clue. The BBC haven't mentioned another recent attack that I'm sure some of you lot have forgotten about. So because the BBC won't tell you, allow me. Vienna murders. 4 guilty of helping... Oh, that's who did it. Well, I didn't see that one coming 40 miles away. Yeah, if you didn't see where I was going with that one, you wouldn't notice the jolly green giant piping your granny dressed in a Lou Messon shell suit, would you? 4 men have been given long jail sentences for being accomplices to murder in a deadly terror attack by a regular at Allen's Marvellous Snack Bar in the heart of Austria's capital in November 2020. Oh, that reminds me. Let's utilise this appalling act of grotesque butchery to shill some bootneck booty. Why not treat yourself to an Allen's Snack Bar t-shirt on dashery.com? It's surprisingly good quality, and unlike the regulars at that world-famous snack bar established in 610 AD, it doesn't explode, so you can wear it in confidence. Where was I? Oh yeah, Kujtim Fejuzalazawazai. Yeah, definitely Austrian. That's the second most Austrian name I've ever heard, after the one bollocked one with the toothbrush moustache that everybody keeps talking about because there's a supply and demand problem on the November Alpha Zulu India front. But I digress. He shot dead 4 people, wounded 23 others, and seriously ruined everybody's night out. Obviously he was helped by 22 and 23-year-old lads, and the attacker, who was definitely Austrian and Macedonian. Yeah, of course he was. Yeah, like everyone's the well-known Macedonian Alexander the Great, his dad Philip. Yeah, they weren't just conquering for the joy of battle. They were doing it because they were promised 72 virgins by an illiterate, epileptic, pot-bellied midget plagiarist lunatic who didn't exist for 1,000 years after. So, yeah, that's why they were doing it. Yeah. Everybody knows Austrians and Macedonians are the cause of all of our wars. Boko Haram, ISIS, Al Qaeda can't move for Austrians and Macedonians in those organisations. Anyway, there's the actual name of all the people that helped them. Haydatollah, Burak, Adam, and Ishfaq. Definitely Austrian and definitely Macedonian. So back to the story at hand. Yes, there's been wanton slaughter in Austria. Do you think it was an Austrian? I think we're being very, 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 very loose with the term Austrian in 2025, just like we're being loose with Welsh choir boys and the bloke who lopped Lee Rigby's napper off in the middle of the street in London, who was also called British. Yeah, we're playing fast and loose with national identity these days, aren't we? But that's just what I think. If you think I'm being a conspiratorial type, please let me know in the comments down below. I always enjoy reading the scribblings of a maniac, okay? So please have a pop in the comments. I love reading that. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you all tomorrow, all right? Toodle pip. Cheers.